Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, we're in the shop. We won't be in here very long because we actually have a truck project to go work on, and we're trying to get that done before a storm comes in. So hopefully we don't get rained out. It always is a possibility, but if we have to, I can always pull the truck in a little bit into the third bay. So you guys might be wondering, what are you going to be working on the truck? Well, I actually just went off-roading a bit. We went out to Mount Mitchell, North Carolina. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hours from here. And we did probably another 30 to 40 miles on forest service roads. And I was noticing some of our suspension was kind of bouncing back up and basically hitting the bump stops, or lack of bump stops. Because when I rebuilt the suspension like 7 years ago, the bump stops were still there. They seem to be in okay condition, but I went ahead and checked. They're almost like non-existent. We'll show you that here in a bit. But so I went ahead, ordered some new bump stops for the truck, and what we ended up ordering was a set of Kryptonite bump stops. So we ordered these bump stops from Kyrptonite, like I said, and these actually came prime. I got these in just a little under 2 days, and the part number for my 2500 is going to be KR1426. It's saying 01 to 2010 bump stop. You know, it could very well be the same bump stop for the 1500s as well as the 2500s. So I read some reviews, and these bump stops seem to be pretty decent quality, and they're actually cheaper than the Moog replacements, so that was a little weird. But go ahead, get this open, and simply is a piece of molded rubber, polyurethane. Yeah, that might be polyurethane. So there's one, and here's the second one. And guys, the install for this should be pretty simple. We just have a nylock nut on here with a locating pin. We put that on the frame, put the nylock nut on, and we should be good to go. So we may or may not have to lift the truck up and take the wheel off. I just don't know. There's no paperwork included. All right, guys, like I said, my bump stop is freaking gone. So the factory, at least my bump stop upper retaining nut, is a 15 millimeter. I hope that's the factory size. I don't know what your guys' size would be if it is OEM, but it is 15 millimeter, and the Kryptonites are actually a 17 millimeter, so they went up in nut size. And yes, I did end up having to jack the truck up, but you can still keep the wheel on. It is a little bit of pain to work around it, but you know, you can get back there, just get a long enough extension, loosen the nut, take that off, and the OEM bump stop should fall out. All right, guys, I wasn't kidding about the OEM bump stop being gone. This mounting plate is all that's left. Whatever chunks of rubber that were still there have fallen on the ground. So yeah, it's a little bit of a difference between the OEM bump stop and this new one from Kyrptonite. So we're gonna go ahead and get this in place. It's pretty simple. Put the stud where it goes, the mounting stud, go put that in the hole, line up the mounting pin up front, and you should be able to get this in. All right, guys, you'll see that we did get the driver's side bump stop in place. The mounting nut goes toward the front, the alignment tab goes in the back, and you guys will see we are using our Milwaukee ratchet, and we're simply just tightening it. All right, I think that should be it. Yeah, so that's in. I will put a little bit more torque on this upper nut just in case, but so I actually had to fish it in from the front, so I had to go like underneath the control arm between the axle and the shock and shove it in that way. That was the only way I could get it in around the lower control arm. So like I said, I'll tighten that down one more time. We'll call it good. All right, guys, so same drill for the passenger side. You'll see that we have some of the bump stop left, and obviously this is way more meat on it in polyurethane than this old, probably factory OEM 260,000 plus mile bump stop. And yeah, so we'll take the 15 millimeter nut off, take the mounting plate off, we'll put the new one in, same directions, 17 mil for this bolt. So we'll get this passenger side changed out like that. All right, guys, there you go. We have the Cognito bump stop fully installed on the passenger and over on the driver's side. You can't see it right now, but we do have them both installed. And like I said, this one actually is in a lot better shape than the other one was, but yeah, so I basically think we haven't had bump stops on the front end of this truck for a while. So let's go ahead and get this lowered down, and I'm actually gonna go for a test drive. All right, guys, I just got back from about a 20-minute road trip test of the new bump stops. So I went through some sections of road that are well known to me that I drive on almost every day, where there's big bumps, big clanks, big, you know, big stuff like that, where the asphalt's terrible, stuff like that. I'll say this: I think the Kryptonite bump stops work really well. Now I don't have a fair comparison of before and after, because my OEM bump stops, as you guys saw, one was pretty much all the way gone, the other one was 98% gone. So I'll say this: it has definitely quieted down the front end. Like when I hit bumps, I'm not hearing any clanks or anything. Not that I was hearing it really bad before, but you can definitely hear some rattling. That rattling is now gone. I hit bumps and stuff like that, it might be a little bit softer. And what I mean by that is it's not allowing suspension to compress all the way, because we do have bump stops now. I don't, you know, those Bilstein 3100s, I believe it's a Bilstein 3100. I've had those on the front end for like 6 years. I've never had a problem with them. But now with those bump stops in, it rides even softer. So now you still feel big bumps because the suspension is working when you hit real crappy pavement and stuff like that. But you know, as far as I could tell, we've absorbed some of the sound and it's riding a little bit softer. I would say that's a win-win in my book, and it probably took me 10-15 minutes to install it. So that's actually be it for today's like really short truck tech video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, like I said, just simple part replacement. And this install, like I said, took about 15 minutes to install. And that's about it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more truck videos, hit that subscribe button. Turn on your bell notifications. And if you guys want to help support the channel, I'll have a link down below for the Kyrptonite bump stops. And make sure you guys also check out our website, BonecrrusherSS.com, because any sales through there go right back into the equipment, right back into tools, right back into parts. It basically creates more content for you guys. So hope you guys enjoy it. Have a good one. Thanks.